actually one phrase that is a telltale sign that your client will never complain, will always show up, and will actually spend thousands of dollars at your business. That phrase is forthcoming, I promise. Wait, but one of the hardest things about this job is knowing whether or not your dream client just walked through the door or a gigantic dumpster fire who's going to waste all of your time. And a skilled, seasoned artist can spot those red flags from a mile away. In this video, I'm going to break down how you can spot the perfect client and how to generate as many of them as possible. But in order for me to do that, first I have to explain this phenomenon called parasocial relationships, and then I will give you that magic phrase, I promise. A parasocial relationship, which means one person thinking that they have a connection with another person, even though that is not the case and they have absolutely never met. It is a one-sided and made-up relationship, essentially. But that makes sense because actually, you and I, we're in a parasocial relationship with celebrities. We know a lot about celebrities, and celebrities don't know anything about us. So if you think that I'm joking, think about the Kardashians. You know their names, you know where they live, you know where they work, you know who they're married to, who they're divorced from, what they fought with their sister about on an island vacation. There's people that are dying, Kim. You know how many children they have, you know what products they sell, and you support them, you buy them, you like them, you watch their show, or maybe you don't. Maybe you can't stand them and you boycott their products and you refuse to watch their show. Either way, it's pretty strange that we've given it that much thought because they've never even heard of us. Also, if you boycott their products, you're really missing out because Skims is just... But what if I told you that parasocial relationships are not exclusive to famous people anymore? And no, I'm not talking about influencers or politicians. I'm actually talking about your friends. Nowadays, if our social media profiles are public, we are by definition categorized as public figures. And that can be really confusing because that means that a person can have a parasocial relationship with someone they know in real life. So think about the people who you follow, who you actually know. How long have you been following them? Do you really know them? Realistically, the people that you followed on social media 3 years ago, 5 years ago, when you were in college, when you were in high school, they are not the same person today. And even though you get updates about their life regularly, you don't actually know that person anymore. You only know the version of themselves that they have decided to share online. So you only know a little small piece of their life, which is why we're so surprised when someone posts a divorce or that they had a baby. We know so much from that online presence that it still feels like we're friends, even though we don't actually know that person. Maybe we haven't even seen them in a decade. This phenomenon, by the way, has actually led to the decline of high school reunions. We no longer have a need to go. There's no curiosity to see what everyone's up to or how they turn out or how their lives ended up, because even though we haven't seen our classmates in 10, 15, 20 years, it doesn't matter. I know the names and faces of my classmates' husbands and wives and children, and I have never met them. And it's normal. I was about to say, isn't that weird? But it's normal, actually. So we run into this person at the grocery store and we ask, how's Lindsay and the kids? We've never met Lindsay or the kids, but Kevin, who we graduated in 03 with, says, oh, they're great. They're a handful, you know, they're at that age. No, I don't know Kevin. Or, I mean, I shouldn't know. I shouldn't know. 15 years ago, I would have been perceived as a stalker or a psychic for starting that conversation with Kevin at the grocery store about people that I have never met. But today, I'm viewed as a friend by any definition other than having information about Kevin's family that I've never met. So in those same terms, Abraham Lincoln and I could be best buddies. Helen Keller could actually be my best friend, except that I do not speak sign language, and also she never existed. Victoria, why are you telling me all of this? What does this have to do with my clients? And what is that magic phrase? Social media is where this is happening. And it is also where you are marketing your beauty business. There's a massive surge in face-to-friend content, such as day in the life of an esthetician, or lash this client with me, or follow me as I unbox this, let's see what we got, or story times. You essentially become an extra staff member in the spa or business that you follow. So businesses are forming parasocial relationships every time we post a story or a reel or a TikTok. And you know it's working when someone walks in for their appointment and says the magic phrase, I feel like I know you. Now that you understand the power of this phenomenon, let's discuss how you can actually harness it and use it as a tool to weed out red flag clients and generate lots and lots of perfect clients for yourself. So forming a parasocial relationship can be very deliberate and very useful. When people feel like they know you, they actually begin to like you. It is a very endearing sentiment, and they will look for more of your content because you have engaging posts or you entertain them, and they feel enjoyment. They like it. So once they see your content regularly and begin to feel comfortable having you in their life consistently, they begin to look for your stuff and they trust you. They see your face every day and they see you as a kind person or a fun person or a funny person because you post clips of yourself just being yourself. So feeling like they know you tends to disarm the viewer, and also you start to build trust. So they trust your knowledge and your expertise on the services or the products that you provide. So once you've kind of cracked that trust formula and begun growing these parasocial relationships, you can relax. This person now thinks of you when they are booking a service, and also they will think of you when they are recommending a service to family or friends. These are the people looking for a service who go to someone and say, hey, I trust you. You are my family member or my friend. Who do you recommend? And they're going to say, you got to go to the girl I trust. And that's how you get referrals. That's how referrals happen. So when they walk in and they say, I feel like I know you, put on the Ritz, baby. Put on the Ritz, because that is your fan. She thinks of you as a friend. She's never going to no-show you. She's always going to tip you. She's always going to refer you to people who already trust her. And all that goodwill and all of that trust will not make your life any easier if you still have red flag clients hanging around. So how do you fire them? I am going to tell you exactly what to say to get rid of a difficult client without losing all of your goodwill and trust that you have kind of created this reputation for yourself in this video right here. Click it now and I will see you there.